Hey Greg, this is part two for just sort of my explanation on what I was trying to say. So looking at Bitcoin, for example, same thing, and I'll get to your triangle. We have a rise, we have a crash, we have a retrace, we have reaccumulation. We went sideways for a bit and then we blasted off. And we went way above the all-time high. So we're sitting way up here while XRP is sitting way down here. And that's not just Bitcoin. I'm just giving you an example with Bitcoin, but I'm talking about many charts are way up here. And some of them like XRP are still right in here because of that lawsuit. So what happened was we had that lawsuit and it basically made the base even longer. So for example, let's say Bitcoin, instead of doing this, rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, blast off, instead of doing that, imagine it was more drawn out. Like imagine it was this big, right? And Bitcoin went up here, right? And then it came up and then it went back down and then it kind of went sideways a little bit. If it did that, oh my goodness, the bull run would be way higher. We could probably see maybe $500,000. The reason why is because the base is so strong. But since the base was only right here, it was pretty short, it allowed for this move right here. So XRP is playing the long game while Bitcoin, took a long time. And I'm not knocking Bitcoin or anything. I'm just giving you an example. Let me show you another example. So for example, also, if you look at Chainlink, you have a rise, you have a crash, you have a retrace, and then you have this sort of reaccumulation area. And then if you look at what happened with Chainlink, it totally, ripped up to the upside. And then, it has these mini ones too, where you have a rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, blast off. And it continued like that for a long time. And now it's in its bear market, right? So like I would look at, XRP if it was in the equivalence of, maybe right in here somewhere, where it had its first level, it went up to its second level, and now it's on, it's consolidating sideways on its second level. But here's the one I really wanted to show you, which is Dogecoin. It resembles a lot of XRP. So you had that first level here. We had that first level, and then we went to the upside, right? And then we had, we had a rise, we had a crash, and then we had this small retracement in here, and then we went down for reaccumulation sideways, and then a massive blast off. So if you look at if you look at the comparison between Dogecoin and XRP, it looks very similar as far as structure goes. But if you look at Dogecoin, it has a much shorter base than XRP. So, for example, Dogecoin went up, and it had its COVID dump, and then it went up. But if you look at the base, that's what you need in order to blast off. That's why a lot of people like Elijah. Come on, you gotta see a lot of people get blinded by YouTube and influencers and people who are Bitcoin maxis who can't stand XRP, but they don't understand, you gotta look at the chart. And nobody was buying Dogecoin in here. Nobody even cared. Nobody even cared about Dogecoin. But the fact that, it's the same as XRP. We have this big base, and this is what you need. So if I'm looking for a coin, I'm looking for a few things. Number one, is it undervalued? Number two, does it have a nice big base of accumulation like this and XRP? Number three, does it have utility value, right? And number four, does it, who's developing on it, right? Are there many developers, right? In this case, you got Elon, but you know what? It's fizzling out. So the reason why I'm in XRP is because of this right here. That's the move I'm looking for. So take a mental screenshot of that. We went sideways, 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 forever, depressing. It's the world is ending. Why even bother? What's the point? I don't like it. It's not doing anything. But that's what you want. You want depression. You want people throwing in the towel, right? And that's what happened here. You had that you had that COVID dump, and then we went to the upside. I mean, look at this move. It's massive. So look at this right here. I'll take everything off the screen. You have this big box followed by a big breakout. Okay, now take a mental screenshot of that. Ready? Here's XRP. Same thing. You have a massive box. Everybody's mad and upset, and it's not doing anything, just like Dogecoin. Remember Dogecoin? We're going sideways. We're going sideways. What happens next? Exactly. We have that big move just like Dogecoin, and that's the move that I'm waiting for, and that's why I'm holding XRP for the long haul. A lot of people, you know, when they buy coins, they want it. This is when they buy. So it goes up like this. You know, and then it's like, okay, now I want to buy. But then it comes back down, and it makes these, it's not good. But what I want to see is sideways. Sideways builds the base. Just like down here. See this sideways boring nature? And I just showed you with Dogecoin, the sideways boring nature. And look at this. We have a massive pump to the upside. So sideways boring nature, we have the massive pump to the upside. So if XRP, you know, was doing this like with what Bitcoin did, and it came down and then it had the dump and then it went up, that's not enough sideways action for me to get interested, even though I was buying Bitcoin at the time. But that's not enough. I want to see years and years and years and years of sideways hell. But I also want to have it have utility value. So there you go. That's my reason. And now let me get to your triangle, the grand finale of what you were talking about. So check this out. And I'm not saying this to, you know, say that you're wrong and I'm right. And I respect your opinion. I'm just respectfully replying so that, you know, people can understand where I'm coming from here. So here's your triangle right here. Boom, 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 boom. And now we're coming down here. Boom. Right there. And then what comes next? Exactly. Well, let me do this. It'll be a lot clearer. There we go. So there's your triangle. And that's bullish. That's super bullish, just like over here. Just like over here, we had a triangle, right? And, you know, you could disagree. It's not a triangle, whatever, but the shape is obviously a triangle, right? You have three, you know, you have wait a minute. You have A, B, C, D, and then E, and then you blast it off. So same thing here, and every wave has to have three. So you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you have 1, 2, 3. And now, right now, we just had the one wave down. So remember, this is 1, 2, 3. That's D, and now we're working on E. This is the final wave, right? So you have 1, 2, 3. So we're probably going to go up, and then we're going to probably go back down, and then we're going to blast off. So it probably might take another 3 to 6 months, up to a year. We'll have to wait and see. But there's nothing that can, you know, take away, make me sell my coins. You know, if XRP comes down here, you know, then it could be a different story. And in that case, it would be my bearish scenario. And let me show you that real quick. So here's my bearish scenario. Ultra bearish. And this might, you know, prove the XRP, you know, doubters correct, and that would be this. So, we had this massive impulse to the upside, and then we're oscillating in this channel, and then we can come all the way down here before blasting off, and that would be your three-wave shape. So you would have A, B, C. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, blast off. That could happen. That could totally happen, especially in this type of environment we're in, where you have these deep state players, they're trying to implement a cyber attack, the Great Reset, the economic transition, the stock market crash, whatever type of theory you want to believe. If we have some type of cataclysmic, black swan event, we could totally go down here to like 4 cents. And that still wouldn't make me think, oh, it's over. I would just be buying more. See, I started buying XRP in here. I started buying Bitcoin back in 2017, but mostly I just buy, altcoins now, because you're not getting much of a percentage unless you're trading it, right? Then it's a little different. But if we do come down, it's all about dollar cost averaging. I'm dollar cost averaging here. If we do come down here, I'm definitely going to buy, because then that would be a massive 1, 2, 3, and the third wave is the biggest, and that would be a massive wave to the upside, maybe up to like 30, 40, 50 bucks, who knows. But going back to Dogecoin, and I'll wrap this up, check this out. See, here's Dogecoin, and remember the sideways nature that I was talking to you about, and it's the same with XRP. So that's my logic of trying to explain why I'm bullish. And then also you have the triangle as well, kind of sort of in here where it's doing something like that. And right now XRP is right about there. But more interesting than that is the target. So if I take the Fibonacci and I put it right there, I mean, it superseded it by a long shot. I mean, look at that. I mean, it totally blew out the water of the 4.236. But let's just be conservative. So right here, I mean, it went way beyond the 4.236, but let's just be conservative and just say it is the 4.236. So let me go back to XRP. So here's XRP. I'm going to put the Fibonacci retrace. And remember the same sideways looking structure. So remember, Dogecoin, what utility value does that have? It's a meme coin. I mean, of course, it made an enormous move, but it doesn't really have any utility value. XRP Ripple, the company, didn't spend $100 billion to fight the SEC for nothing. Elijah said it's a government coin. It's not a government coin. And if it was a government coin, then I'm all in. And why would the government sue its own government coin? It doesn't make sense. If the government was going to create a coin, it would be, the Fed coin or whatever. But anyway, the 4.236 is right here. That's $13. So we're at 51 cents right now. If you put $100 in and it goes to $13, I'm not a mathematician, but that's a pretty dang good a move right there. So if I take a measurement and I go up to the 4.236, same thing with Bitcoin, that's about 2,500%, 2,400%. That's a dang good return. And remember, XRP didn't break its all-time high. XRP is the only coin in the top 10 that didn't break its all-time high, that has still managed to be in the top 10 with an SEC lawsuit. It had an SEC lawsuit, and it didn't break an all-time high, and it was still in the top 10. I mean, that shows incredible strength. So, it's only Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. Those are the only three coins throughout the history of the crypto market that has consistently always been in the top 10. The top 10, if you look at the top 10 over the last 7-8 years, it's fluctuated so many times, but there's only three that's been in the top forever. So remember, Dogecoin, like I said, it had a rise, a crash, a retrace, reaccumulation, but then it blasted off, and then it sort of went sideways right here, and then it shot up to the upside. hitting like 80 bucks, equivalent to what XRP is. So let's go back to Dogecoin. So here's Dogecoin, and now I'm going to take the Fibonacci, and I'm going to put this on log scale so it makes more sense. Okay, so there's the log scale. Okay, there we go. This is the log scale version. So look at that. Dogecoin hit the 2.72 right there. So remember, we went sideways, sideways, sideways inside this massive triangle. We broke out, and it hit the 2.272. So, and for me, XRP is the equivalent of right there. So if it was September 21st, which is actually my birthday, interesting. If it was September 21st, wouldn't you want to buy Dogecoin before it did this monster move? I mean, you could be a millionaire. Okay, so now let me go back to XRP. So here's XRP. I'm going to go back and I'm going to put it on log scale. Check this out. I'm going to put it on log scale. 1 second. There's log scale. Hit OK. Okay, there we go. So remember where it went. It went to the 2.272. Wow. So here is the 2.272. That's $220. Wow. Can you believe it? That is absolutely insane. That would make me almost like, I don't even want to say it, but look it. Do I think it's going to go to $200? No. Do I think it's going to go to $100? No. Do I think it's going to go to $50? No. But come on. Can it get to $10? $13? Absolutely. And by the way, in the next decade, I think we can get up to $50. It all depends on what Ripple, the company, does as far as their progression with central banks and, the vision that they want to look at. I mean, if they tackle the derivatives market, the payment market, and the FX market, I mean, you could be looking at $100, $50, $200 XRP in the next 10, 15, 20 years. But what I'm trying to emphasize is Dogecoin went up in its triangle right here. Here's your triangle. It consolidated in the triangle, and it's right at the apex of the triangle. It exploded to the upside, and then it went sideways, and then it shot up again, and it hit right here. It hit the 2.272 right there. That's exactly what Dogecoin did. Now, am I saying that's what XRP is going to do? Absolutely not. But what I am saying is, can it do 1/5 of that? Can it do 1/3 of that? Can it do half of that? I think it can. If it can hit the 1.414, that's $12. I think it can easily do that. Remember, XRP has a bigger base. Remember what I said, the bigger the base, the higher its base. Dogecoin, its base was right here. This is how big the base was before it went like this, and then it went like this, and then it had its bear market. So XRP took the long road. It took the long road, and it had an additional reaccumulation phase thanks to the SEC, which is a blessing in disguise if you ask me. And also, in my opinion, the SEC lawsuit wasn't a lawsuit. It was a vetting process it was basically a job interview for what Ripple is about to do when they take the world stage. So, for example, XRP right now is the only coin with regulatory clarity, right? So the lawsuit enabled the clarity, right? So basically, Ripple, the company, they wanted to get sued because the SEC wasn't giving them any clarity. If the SEC doesn't give them clarity, then how can Ripple, the company, move forward? So in my opinion, they did all these dealings so that the SEC would sue them, so that the Ripple, the company, can countersue them, so that they can finally get clarity. And they spent $100 billion in the process to get it done. Or I'm sorry, $100 million in the process to get it done. So do I think that they spent $100 million for nothing? No, I think it was, like I said, a vetting process. It was a vetting process, or think of it like a job interview, so that all the central banks all around the world, all the corporations, all the institutions have, zero doubt irrefutable evidence, irrefutable doubt that XRP is not a security, and it passed all the tests. Think about it this way. Like, I'll give you an example. Donald Trump is the most vetted president in the human history. Well, guess what? XRP is the most vetted cryptocurrency in human history. XRP has been through more stringent regulation and enforcement and investigation than any other cryptocurrency on planet Earth, making it the most vetted asset on planet Earth, which means that's by design. And I like that. I want it to be vetted. That way there's no irrefutable doubt that it is not the one, the chosen one. So that's another topic for another day. But just going back to the technical analysis point of view, there's a lot of things that are very bullish here. Like I said, sideways, blast off. Sideways, blast off. Just like XLM. And if you look at XRP versus BTC, actually, here's a chart right here. This is total 2 versus XRP. So if this chart goes up, that means XRP is losing. If the chart goes down, that means XRP is winning against the rest of the market. So check this out. I mean, doesn't this chart look incredibly bearish? I mean, look at this massive head and shoulders right here. And then you have this massive breakdown, you have a retest, and then you're going to come continuing down. So look at this. We have a huge uptrend where XRP is losing dominance against the rest of the market. And then you have this head and shoulders distribution top. And now look what's happening. We're breaking to the downside. So this chart is a representation of XRP versus the entire market as far as dominance goes. So I'm an XRP holder. I want this thing to just collapse. Is it going to collapse? Well, only time will tell. But what I do know is, look at this. This does not look good, my friends. I mean, this looks like, a rising wedge. We broke down. Who knows what's going to happen? But it looks very bearish. To point out SHIB, I'm actually holding SHIB. I actually got it right here, right down in here. I think this is a classic Wyckoff pattern where you have the spring here, and now we're going to continue higher. But then it's going to fizzle out before it goes up. So there's your rise, there's your crash, there's your retrace, and then we got to go back into reaccumulation. I'm going to ride this retrace wave to the upside, just FYI. And then lastly, look at XLM. It's the same type of story where we went sideways for a very long time, which enabled this massive pump to the upside. Do I think it's going to be just as astronomical as far as percentages? No, because as markets grow, the percentages decrease. It's like throwing a rock inside of a tiny children's pool versus throwing a rock into an Olympic-sized swimming pool. It's not going to make, it's not going to be much of an impact, like it's not going to create a big ripple, no pun intended. And it's interesting, just to point that out, Ripple, the company, names their coins after water, because if you look at money is like water. You have drops, like Bitcoin has Satoshis, XRP has drops. I thought that was kind of interesting how they did that. But anyway, I digress. The main point I want to point out is rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways. It's the same type of story where XRP is in. Now, if you look at something like ADA, why would I want to hold ADA when it's sitting right above its all-time high? I mean, the data's not here, but we had a rise, we had a crash, we had a retrace, we had a tiny reaccumulation, and then we had a blast off. That was a nice three-way move. And then lastly, Ethereum, same kind of story. You have a rise, a crash, a retrace, a reaccumulation, blast off. So, and it was only a tiny little box that enabled this nice run. But why would I invest in Ethereum long term when it's sitting above the all-time high, when XRP is sitting way down here? That still has yet to complete its full move. So going back to the Fibonacci extension, if I pull the fibs on this and I compare it to XRP, Let me. So here's Ethereum, and if you notice, Ethereum had a 4.236 Fibonacci extension, right? So if it did that, then XRP can surely do that as well. So basically, that's my bullish, reasons of why I'm, a long-term bull on XRP. And everybody, has the right to disagree. But, I'm just sharing this video not to knock anybody or anything. I'm just sharing this video just to highlight why I'm bullish, because sometimes people get confused. They don't understand like everything. And I just went through a lot of points of why I'm bullish. So maybe, if you want, reply back to this video with another video and explain why I'm totally wrong. It's healthy debate. That's what a crypto community is about. We exchange ideas and things like that. But to just say it's not a good idea, well, give me reasons, right? I gave Elijah like 20,000 reasons, and I'm barely scratching the surface. I'm giving you several reasons as well. So if you're very bearish and I'm wrong, please, send me a video telling me why I'm wrong. Give me bullet points, just like I did so in this video. But anyway, that's all I have to say as of right now. I can continue going on. I mean, just look at this right here. You had a massive rise. This is XRP versus BTC. We had this massive descending channel. Look what happened. We broke above the descending channel, and we backtested the descending channel. So if you ask me, that is a good bullish sign for more upside. So, you have this rise, crash, and it's debatable where the retrace is, but if this is the retrace, then this is a long reaccumulation, and look what's going on. We're going sideways. The reason why I like this so much is because of this reason right here. Check this out. Look how massive that resistance is. That resistance is huge. And notice how, you have a cup and a handle, and then you also have a cup and a handle, right? You have 3 rising valleys, 3 higher lows, and then also you have an inverse head and shoulders right here. So here's your shoulder, here's your other shoulder, here's your head, right? And then also, you have this sort of, here's your range right here, and then we broke below that range, we shot into the range, and now we're going sideways. That to me is bullish, because we're creating this massive base. And, anytime you have a rise, crash, sideways, yeah, we can come break down. But for me, I think we're going to break to the upside. And if we do break to the downside, I look at it as another buying opportunity. And that's where the fundamentals come into play, where I believe in XRP long term. People call it a banker coin, and it's centralized, and it's actually not. It's actually decentralized. It's open source. Anybody can use it. The XRP ledger is actually the secret sauce of really everything revolving around XRP. There's a lot of things being built on it. A lot of banks are using the liquidity hub. You don't have to use XRP to use the XRP ledger, but it's there as an incentive for people to use it. And then also, we're still in the speculation phase. Just wait until we have real world utility where we have real regulations. When we get regulations, that is going to be the showstopper, because at that point, then, because right now speculation is driving the market, and that's fine. We like that because it creates volatility. But what's really exciting is when regulation gets passed, and by the way, they are stalling regulation, because they don't want regulation, because they want to keep this fiat currency system going until they transition into the CBDC, which is a complete scam. The whole central banking system is a complete scam. It's a fiat currency debt-based scam, and that is why cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, XRP, all of them should all be united together as brothers and sisters. so that we can take on the central banks and be independent. Because at the end of the day, it's all about becoming your own central bank. You, like Gregory Mannarino says, you want to become your own central bank and bet against the debt. So I'm not biased against any cryptocurrency. If it has utility value, if it has developers actively developing, if it has businesses and corporations actively building on the network, that's a good thing. So that's why I'm incredibly bullish. And, that's why I buy gold, I buy silver, I buy crypto, I buy food, I buy water, if you want, because we're in a massive turbulent time where the sea of unknown. So, for example, I think the deep state is going to create some type of cyber event to push us into their CBDC, and the people will say, okay, yeah, whatever it takes, because the reason why they want to do this is because they know the Federal Reserve central banking system is dying. If they raise rates, the economy crashes. If they lower rates, you have inflation. So you're stuck. You have nowhere to go. So the only alternative is to blow it up, right? An implosion. And then by that time, what happens? People are lost everything. They lost all their money. They're mad. They don't know what to do. So then the deep state comes in and says, okay, don't worry, everybody. Here's our new system, and we're going to take care of you, and blah, 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 blah. But on the contrary, you have the good guys and the bad guys. And to me, it's Trump and the Patriots. They are the good guys. And then you have the bad guys, like the deep state, the central banks, and their whole system. And at the end of the day, the people get to choose what the system is. And for me, that is decentralization, decentralized finance, cryptocurrency. And then also, we need banks, right? We need banks and financial and services and things like that. And that's why I'm also bullish on XRP, because it offers banks a solution to help with the liquidity crisis, to help reduce the friction in the banking system, to help alleviate the stresses of the SWIFT system, right? You have FedNow and the SWIFT system. The whole SWIFT system is a giant mess, right? And basically, like Brad Garlinghouse says, we are taking over SWIFT. Just to say something real quick, the Brad Garlinghouse, in my opinion, is the best CEO in crypto history. I mean, that guy is a pit bull. He tells you exactly what the deal is. I don't know. Ripple, the company, is the secret. It's the secret sauce to everything. They are, in my opinion, the adults in the room. You have the little kids, the little children who play with, I won't name any crypto coins, but you know what I'm talking about. And then you have the big boys, the bankers and the billionaires and the people who understand how the world really works and how the real solutions can be brought to the world of banking and finance. And that, to me, is where Ripple lies. I mean, if you look at the top 10, it's got to be the top 10. One of the coins in the top 10. It ain't going to be Tether. People say it's Bitcoin, but I love Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is a gold. Bitcoin is gold. You can't use it, right? Like everybody. If everybody on the planet was using Bitcoin, it wouldn't work. It's too much energy intensive, right? It's just like the difference between silver, right? Silver, you can be used as money, but gold, you don't really use it as money. If I'm gonna go buy, a Thanksgiving turkey dinner at, the grocery store, and I'm buying a turkey, I'm not gonna use gold, right? It's weird. Like, why would I use Bitcoin? It takes too long. It's too slow. It's too expensive. And that's where I think, XLM, which is more of a retail payment system, versus XRP. But anyway, I can rant and rant all day long. I just wanted to get my opinion out. Like I said, I'm not knocking on anybody. This video is for everyone to listen to. So it's just my thoughts. Like I said, we are a crypto community. It's healthy to exchange ideas and opinions, and I could be totally wrong. Everything I just said can be a complete and total zero disaster, and I could be dead wrong, and that's okay. It's my opinion, and everybody has the right to express that opinion, and I think we all should, right? I don't think in the Discord we want more opinions. I know it's a trading Discord, but we want more activity. If you have an idea, share it. Even if you don't think it's good, don't be, sometimes you have an idea in your head and you're looking at the chart and you go, that's a good idea. But you're afraid to share it with the rest of the community because you're afraid that it might be wrong or it might not be right, or people will point at it and say, no, it's wrong or whatever. And I say, screw that. Do it. Do it. Send it anyway, because that's how you get exchanges of ideas back and forth. So if anybody wants to respond to this video, please do so. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions and everything you got based off everything I said, or maybe if you want to add to it, I would love to know. So if you made it this far in the video, I know it's a long video, but if you can, maybe speed up the video and get it out, listen to it. But yeah, anyways, like I said, I'm just scratching the surface of why I think I'm bullish on XRP. I can rant and rant for a long time. I've been in this space for a very long time. I'm basically live, sleep, and breathe crypto. That's what that's just me for the last several years. Going back 2017. That's all I've done is crypto. So I have a lot of opinions and ideas and things, and like I said, it could be wrong, could be right, but I hold on to those. And when someone says, oh, XRP is trash, that's when I come out and I say, no. Here's the reasons why it isn't. Basically, you said it was trash, not you, I'm talking about Elijah. You said it was trash, but give me a reason why. Send me a video. Give me bullet points. It's because of this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And that's how you have a rational conversation. If I'm a schmuck, don't tell me I'm a schmuck. Tell me why I'm a schmuck. Give me reasons. You know what I mean? So, anyways, I digress. Hope you guys have a good day. Looking at this chart, it's incredibly bullish. I'm incredibly excited for the future. I know it could be another couple years down the line or even longer, but I don't care. I got nothing to lose, right? I got everything to gain, nothing to lose. This is a long-term gain. Warren Buffett says, and this is true with all markets, he says the stock market is a device that transfers wealth from the impatient to the patient. And I look at that like all markets, especially crypto. People are impatient. They look at, XRP and they go, wow, it's just going sideways and sideways. How boring. Why would I want to hold that crap? But you know what? It's all about the patience, because it's coiling up like a coiled spring. And before you know it, we're off to the moon.